Hi guys, it's Mrs. Wetzel. I wanted to continue our research and our research process chat from before. So if you remember, we left off last time talking about the big six and defining your task and then going ahead to determine your information seeking strategies. And today what we're going to do is we're going to start to dig in. You are going to take a look at Flipster digital magazines to access our Time digital magazines so that you can determine your top three possibilities for your Time 100 project as we talk about the journey of people changing and how that relates to the theme of your class. We're also going to take a look at Gale biography and context, and we're going to start to figure out how we can organize as we locate and access these sources, how we can go ahead and start to keep them in a certain place so we can reference them again, and that would be in your Noodle Tools project. So we'll create a project and then we'll get started going that way. All right, so those are the three things we'll do today. To get us started, where we left off, we were sort of talking about different places and possibilities where you can find information. And there, we have a lot of options here at Radnor High School. We're really lucky. So you might go ahead and search our catalog and find a book or a link to a database article. We're going to talk about how to do that. And in this step of the research process, and again, it's not linear. It's like every time you realize that there might need to be an adjustment, you can go back one, you can go back 2 steps and kind of start from the beginning. So you might at some point realize you've got to redefine your task and then continue on as you go with these same steps with a different purpose or a different person in mind. So we're going to take a look at where we can get these sources, and then we're going to find information within the sources. And chances are you probably have a good idea of where to look. So some of this might be a little bit of a review, but then some of it is new because we're always adding new sources to what we have. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start on the Radnor Township School District site, and we'll go to high school. So rtsd.org, and then select a school, high school. And once you're here, what we'll do is we'll click library. And you'll notice on the very first thing you'll see is a discovery search tool where we've embedded all of the links to everything you have access to in this one search. But you're also going to see that in a LibGuide that we've created for this class for you. So over here on the left-hand side, you are going to go ahead and click Research Guides. And they'll be in alphabetical order. So we'll scroll down and down to T, where it says Time Magazine, 100 Most Influential People. All right, so here's that discovery search tool right there on the left-hand side. We've got an embedded screencast on how to access a Time Magazine using our Flipster digital platform. And we're going to take a look over here as well today. So before we start to search, you are going to take a look at some of these videos. So you might want to pause in just a second and click within some of these embedded videos to see who you might want to start searching. So jot down a list of names with a minimum of 3 that interest you, and we will then narrow that down to 2, 3 solid ones that you'll then explore in our databases that we have. All right, to get us started, after you've taken a look at those recordings, what you'll do is go down and to the right and click on Noodle Tools. And this is where you will log in with your 365. Let's see, I'm going to go to the upper right-hand corner and click Login. And then you are going to go ahead to the left-hand side and click New. Oh, it didn't log me in. I'm going to log myself out so I can show you what it looks like to log in. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. So I think because I've already logged in today, that's why. All right, I'm going to sign out of my account. Apologies for that. All right, there we go. So back to Noodle Tools. And on the right-hand side, you're going to take a look at where it says Microsoft 365. I'm just going to delete this. Now, this is a K-12 research platform that we use in the district, that a lot of districts use. All right, 365. So I'm assuming that you do have some experience using this. All right, so you'll do your 365 login, your 6 digits at rtsd.org, and your computer password. And this will land you on a tab that says projects. And here's where you'll go ahead and click new project, that green button. You'll title it Time 100. You might want to put your last name on there. You probably don't have to because everything's linked, but just for Mr. Hostetler, do it to find who this is easily. The citation style is MLA, and then citation level is junior, and that should be sufficient for this project. When you click submit, you are going to have your project created, and it will default to your project dashboard, where you have options to enter your research question and your thesis, and just sharing and collaboration options and so on. The other tabs up here will also help you. So today we will explore how to get items into this sources tab easily. We've updated a few things, and I just want to make sure that you're up to date on that. All right, so I'm going to leave that tab open. Now that I've got the project created, I can go ahead and start to locate and access some resources. So over on the left-hand side, we'll take a look first at Gale in Context biography. And here is where in this subscription database, we have a lot of access to subscription magazines, newspapers, resources where we'd have to individually pay for each one, but in this case, they actually have many available to us. And this one quick search box looks sort of like Google, but this is not the open web. If you're at home, you've probably wondered why I haven't told you how to access it. You might know that the username and password for our databases for home access is RHSDL, all caps are for both username and password. That stands for Radnor High School Digital Library. So across the board, for the most part, that will be your home access username and password. So let's just say I want to take a look at Taylor Swift. She was in the Time 100 Most Influential People. This could be an option, so I'll explore to see if I do want to add her to my list. Now her name does show up in bold, which is an indicator to me that that Gale has created a research landing page for her. And I must have clicked something funny because that's not what I was expecting to show up. So let's go back real fast and try again. I think I clicked advanced search. So I will just make sure my cursor is a little farther over. All right, great. So this is what I was looking for. Okay, so they've just updated this recently. We start with a photo and a reference article. This is how everything's going to look, and they're quick facts. So no matter who you're looking at, you can click read more and get a good general idea of what the person is all about. Now on this page, we have a variety of resources, and that is where we're going to have some good research skills, because you don't want to just go straight to Google and collect 10 websites and say, okay, I'm good. So we want a nice variety of sources, and that will be labeled for us in Noodle Tools. We'll show you in a second. But you want to click within images, and there are 104 here of Taylor Swift. Newspaper articles, we've got a choice of over 3,000. Once I start to dig into my research, I might want to know about certain things about her. So I could search within these results to find specific content just on this page. And you'll notice that even though it says, like, okay, I've got 394 magazine articles, it will show me 3. But if I want to see all 394, I can click on magazines and that number, and that will take me to all of the magazine articles they have. Just at a quick glance, I can see what publication it's from. So in this case, this is The Economist, published on July 29th, 2020, and how the length and the lexile, and just a quick little blurb. So let's say I do, in fact, want to click that just for example's sake. And I've got some good information here. I've got some features I can take a look at. I can make the font size bigger or smaller, listen to it. I can explore more like this and related subjects. And I've read this article and I think to myself, yes, this is something that I could use in my research. So what do I do with it now? Okay, I've located it, I've found it, and I want to store it for later in my Noodle Tools account. So in this case, it defaults to MLA, which is our citation style. And I can just go ahead, and it's very easy and streamlined for us. In this case, I can export to Noodle Tools. And when I click that button, I'm gonna wait for it to load. All right. When I click that button, it's going to say, okay, here are your imported MLA style source references. So it gives me everything from, usually it would have if there was a specific author that would be there. In this case, it doesn't have that. We've got the title of the article, the publication. So all of this necessary information to track back is to, for our citation, and where we referenced it, Galen context, and our date of access. So in this case, these references look good and I won't need to edit them. I'll just confirm that I'm going to import to the project that I want it to, the Time 100, which is what I just created. And when I click import, this green bar will show up saying that I have successfully exported it to my project. So when I go back over to my Noodle Tools tab and refresh the page, this citation will come in. But what I really love about this is that it's also going to give me the link to the article so that next week, next month, whenever I'm working on my project as I go, I can go ahead and see that I want to access this magazine, view live web page, and it will open right up for me. So I'm keeping track of everything that I found valuable. Now, will I use this for sure? I don't know yet. I might find some different things, but that's all part of the research process. So that's how you can create your Noodle Tools project, go into Gale Biography, do some searches, do lots of searches. You're going to want to keep on going, go back to your main person and dig within different types of sources to keep collecting information on them. Another option that you have, and I've got, you notice that we start to open a lot of different tabs here, is accessing Time Magazine digitally. Now, this link right here is a little finicky. I'm trying to play with it here and there. I might need to just show you a quick way, to access this and a little bit better. So Flipster gets a little finicky. I don't know why. If we go back to the library website, I'll just take you in from there. And while you're pulling it up, Flipster is finicky in a couple different ways because it also has a different home access username and password. And the username is going to be lowercase RHSDL. And the password is caps RHSD20 exclamation point. And that will get you in if you are at home. Something. Right. I know that the direct site is for the library is /domain/190. So if you scroll down to find the Flipster link that usually works here, we've got it on the main library homepage. All right, so it's going to load. And then what we're going to do is we are going to search for, unless we see it here, time, and click search. All right, so this is a pretty new resource as of last year. And if you like to read magazines, I would definitely encourage you to dig into this a little bit more. There's something, for everyone. It's the New Yorker is here, and lots of different hobby kind of magazines. This is great. So this is the current issue. I'm going to take a look on the right-hand side where it says all issues. And then normally the Time 100 is published in late April. So if I take a look at late April, if I scroll back, I'll see a cover that I'm familiar with here. And when I click on it, I'll click view and it will open this issue. So once it loads, it really looks just like the magazine. You just go ahead and turn the page by clicking the arrows. You can take a look at all of the pages. If you click pages, you can scroll through. In this case, the Time 100 was categorized. So you'll see it's chunked by pioneers, artists, leaders, titans, icons. And really, you'll be able to interact with the table of contents. So if I click within there, it's going to give me just a little tiny bit of information about each person. But this will be my jumping off point to then going over to Gale Biography and into some other databases to look for more information on these people. One thing you can do is you can print to OneNote. So depending on how you are glossing and highlighting, if you can go ahead and print to your OneNote notebook, and it will look just like this. And your settings, you also have some options here. You can fit to height width or height and width, or you can show one page at a time and zoom in, zoom out. All right, so really that's going to get us started, and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck beginning your search. So you will go ahead and create your Noodle Tools project. You will go ahead and start to look through the time embedded videos to look and see how many people you can narrow down to start locating and accessing information on. And then you'll take a look at Gale Biography and context and start to import some of those valuable possible resources so that you can use them a little bit later. All right, good luck and enjoy the process.